In the vast, unforgiving wilderness of the Northwest Territories of Canada, a wolf pack moved together with purpose. Among them, Wolverine ran as one of their own. He had found solace among the wolves, a sense of freedom and acceptance that he hadn't known in years. Meanwhile, a dark shadow loomed, a hunter far less forgiving. Cyber, Wolverine's old enemy, moved through the snow-covered landscape with mechanical precision. His body, reinforced with adamantium, was cold and unfeeling, a monstrous embodiment of metal and muscle. He was relentless, his pursuit like a predator following a single trail. He found a fresh deer carcass, Wolverine's scent lingering in the cold air. But before Cyber could proceed, police officers arrived, their presence an inconvenient interruption. They surrounded him, their voices stern and guns ready. Cyber raised his hands in what seemed like submission, but the next moment he moved faster than any human could, his powerful blows swift and deadly. The snow was soon stained with blood, the air heavy with the aftermath of violence. In another part of the wilderness, NIGHTCRAWLER appeared, his heart heavy with concern for his friend. He traversed the rough terrain, searching for Wolverine, hoping to bring him back to the X-Men, to the family that needed him. When he stumbled upon the bodies of the fallen officers, his gut tightened. Suddenly, without warning, Wolverine lunged at NIGHTCRAWLER, claws extended, his eyes wild. NIGHTCRAWLER barely managed to teleport away, leaving behind the distinct brimstone scent that Wolverine immediately recognized. Realizing it was his friend, Wolverine paused and NIGHTCRAWLER reappeared, throwing his arms around Wolverine in a desperate embrace. "Logan," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "What happened here?" Wolverine's expression softened, and with a heavy sigh, he urged NIGHTCRAWLER to follow him. They moved through the trees until they reached a clearing, where the lifeless bodies of wolves lay scattered. Wolverine's eyes were filled with pain as he spoke, his voice hoarse. "The pack, they need me. Out here I matter, I belong. The laws of men mean nothing in the wild." NIGHTCRAWLER's heart ached for his friend. He knew Wolverine's pain ran deep, that his scars were more than skin deep. He held out Wolverine's old uniform, a symbol of who he was and who he could be. At first, Wolverine refused, shaking his head. But then, after a moment of hesitation, he took it. Together, they set out to hunt the hunter. They teleported to a campsite where terrified campers immediately accused them of causing the death of one of their companions. Wolverine's senses went on high alert, and then he caught it, the scent of his old enemy. There was no time to react. Shots rang out, and NIGHTCRAWLER in pain as a bullet grazed him. Wolverine's heart pounded with rage. He quickly found a hiding place for his friend. Wolverine then charged into the forest, his breath ragged, his eyes locked on his target. He found Cyber waiting for him, their eyes meeting with an unspoken understanding. This was inevitable. They exchanged only a few words before their bodies clashed, the forest echoing with the sound of metal on metal. Adamantium against adamantium. Sparks lit up the darkness, and their furious battle reverberated through the mountains. Unbeknownst to them, deep within a nearby cave, something began to stir. An unknown entity, disturbed by the echoes of their fight, slowly awakened. Wolverine fought with everything he had, his muscles straining, his claws striking with deadly intent. A well-timed blow left Cyber vulnerable, and Wolverine seized the chance, gaining the upper hand. Wolverine pummeled Cyber, his fists moving in a blur until the cyborg's face was a bloodied mess. Cyber's screams of pain filled the air as Wolverine gouged his right eye, his voice breaking into an agonized wail. Desperate, Cyber managed to break free, stumbling away in fear.